What is hepatitis?
Any liver swelling can be mentioned as hepatitis.
Viral hepatitis. Why is it such a major concern?
Hepatitis B and C are transmitted through body fluids. They have a potential to spread to others without even knowing that they are transmitting it to others.
What are the early symptoms that people tend to ignore?
Vague abdominal pain, mild fever, and sometimes jaundice. Often people think that it's some infection, minor infection, and that's one of the common reasons why these diseases are diagnosed late.
Hello and welcome to the News Minute. This is Real Talk, the collective, powered by Apollo Hospitals, Chennai. Joining me today on World Hepatitis Day is Chennai's 3 leading liver experts. So thank you so much for talking to us. We will be talking about online myths and medical facts about liver health. Dr. Ellen, let me start with you. What is hepatitis?
Shabir, we all know that hepat means liver. It's a Greek word meaning liver, and itis means inflammation or a swelling. So any liver swelling can be mentioned as hepatitis, and there are several causes of hepatitis. The commonest cause being even the fatty liver. The fatty liver, after a certain point of time, starts causing swelling of the liver. Inflammation can cause hepatitis. Apart from this, any injury to the liver because of drugs or alcohol can also cause hepatitis. But today, we will be discussing more in detail about something that we can totally remove from this world because of viral hepatitis.
Okay.
Like how a concerted efforts have removed COVID as a problem. By the concerted efforts across the world, we can remove viral hepatitis as a problem.
Dr. Ravi, let me come to you. A lot is being talked about viral hepatitis. Why is it such a major concern?
There are 4 important viruses which affects the liver. They are named after the alphabet A, B, C, and E. These are the 4 viruses. Among them, A and E is virus which spreads through fecal-oral route. They cause only acute hepatitis, and most of them get okay after a period of time. Only 1% of them develop liver failure and require very intensive treatment. Whereas hepatitis B and C are transmitted through body fluids, blood and body fluid. So these 2 viruses are important because at least in 10% of the adults who get this viral hepatitis B, they remain chronically infected. They carry the virus for a very, very long time. Not only getting affected by the virus themselves, that they have a potential to spread to others. Whereas in hepatitis C, if they get that infection, 70% of them have this viral infection chronically affecting them and then transmitting to other people without even knowing that they are transmitting it to other people.
But why is it called a silent killer?
The nature of viral hepatitis is such that the person may not be aware of when he has been infected because of this virus. He might have got this infection from a very trivial source, such as a infected razor, which was shared without his notice or without his knowledge, or even from a child from his mother or between partners. So the virus, once it enters the body, goes and starts silently multiplying in the liver. For a lot of people, it may not even multiply, they may just be carriers because they don't get affected, but they have the capacity to transfer this virus to other
From one person to another.
Yes. But for people who get affected, this virus silently starts multiplying and then slowly starts damaging the liver, causing liver cirrhosis, and more importantly, it may even cause liver cancer. When there was a pandemic, everybody reacted, and the result was we were able to control them. But this hepatitis B and C virus are epidemic proportions of illness in certain hotspots of the world. For example, our region, the Southeast Asia, is definitely one of the hotspots for viral hepatitis across the world. The statistics say every 13 minutes somebody is dying because of the complication of viral hepatitis. And every year, because of hepatitis C alone, there are almost 1.3 million people dying of the complications. And with hepatitis B, add to it another 1 to 1.5 million more people. So the number of lives lost is much. And all this is completely preventable.
Dr. Raja, I want to come to you. What does hotspots mean and how it is, how does these hotspots get created?
So there are some regions in the world where the incidence of these viruses are very high. And for example, countries like Korea, even some parts of Japan, Vietnam, and northern part of Thailand. So there are very high incidence of this viral hepatitis. Viral hepatitis related chronic liver disease, especially the hepatitis B and C, cause hepatocellular carcinoma, which is basically the tumor in the liver. The reason why these regions become hotspots is because of the transmission, the mode of transmission which happens with these viruses. So especially the hepatitis B and the hepatitis C, the mode of transmission is almost similar to HIV. So with respect to the sharing the needles, common among the drug users using the same needle and unprotected sets. And so the mode of transmission is similar to the HIV. And that's one of the reasons why there were some regions of the world had a very high incidence. And then there were no effective vaccines back. So this resulted in high incidence areas with high proportion of related liver disease and the tumors.
What are the early symptoms that people tend to ignore?
If you see viral hepatitis, the most common symptom is some vague abdominal pain, mild fever, and sometimes jaundice. So if you see those symptoms, they're not very, I would say, serious symptoms, which often people think that it's some infection, minor infection. And that's one of the common reasons why these diseases are diagnosed late. Because the initial phase, in majority of the people who get infections, the symptoms tend to be very mild. And only a small proportion of people who get these infections develop high-grade jaundice, and sometimes it might even progress to the liver failure. But that's only in a very small proportion of patients. Whereas in majority, it will present with very vague symptoms like abdominal pain, fever, loss of appetite, and mild jaundice.
Should we, as part of Apollo's multiple corporate activity, we do go for screening of healthy people, working in IT parks or a factory. We screen a lot of people, thousands of people, and there are very healthy people who are actually detected with hepatitis without their, they don't even know that
Without their knowledge.
they do not even know that they have been harboring this infection disease, and at that point, it really becomes a big shock for them.
Dr. Ravi, coming to you, who should get tested and when should they get tested, even if they feel healthy? Like a lot of people aren't aware that they are carrying this virus or this infection.
In fact, everybody should get tested for viruses in their blood. There are some high-risk individuals who have high-risk behavior. Those people should get tested very often. But at least once in their lifetime, everybody should be getting tested. In fact, we conducted a study by calling doctors. It then said about IT people. Many of the doctors themselves don't know their virus status. Hardly 1 to 2% doctors know their complete, whether they are negative or positive for viral hepatitis. So actually, everybody should.
In fact, there is a protocol that all the doctors themselves check every year.
Okay.
There's a chance that we might transfer this infection without knowledge. So all of us are always tested every year repeatedly. In spite of even getting vaccinated, hepatitis B vaccination, you can be completely protected. You still get tested every year.
You know what happens when there is a late diagnosis? How does it affect the outcomes when it comes to treatment?
If it is detected very early, it can potentially prevent and cure. For example, there are treatment even in people are affected, and there is the effective vaccination. Now people who are born now, almost all the children are vaccinated. It is the adults who are not vaccinated. Hepatitis C virus, those are the two common viruses which causes chronic damage to the liver. Hepatitis C virus, there is an effective curable medicine. If you take treatment for 12 weeks, you completely get rid of the virus. So earlier, if you detected, you can cure the disease. And unfortunately, they present very late with advanced figure. Liver presentation, because of liver disease happens only if their liver is damaged more than 80 to 90. After that, many of the damage cannot be reversed. It becomes a scar tissue. You cannot reverse the disease. You can only control it. That's a problem. So we should try to detect it very early.
Okay. Yes.
Question, in fact, this explanation also answers to your earlier question on why it's the silent killer. Because it just keeps multiplying in the body, especially in the liver cells, without manifesting with any of the symptoms.
Dr. Ellen, can you just tell me about some cases which you have handled where the percentage of reversing this damage is like, what is the kind of percentage in which the damage can be reversed?
Well, it all depends on how the infection has been diagnosed. What we call as the incidental diagnosis. They get screened on a routine health checkup. They are found with this infection and virus, but they have completely normal liver function tests. They have completely undamaged liver. In these people, it's a very, very heartening news. I want everybody to know that it is completely curable in hepatitis C virus.
Okay.
We have medicines where we can 100% cure this virus. And for hepatitis B, if they are on regular follow-up and regular medication and investigations, they can pretty much lead a complete normal medication. With regards to the next stage, when they are diagnosed with liver damage, is cirrhosis. So there is some evidence that hepatitis C treatment actually reverses the damage, and in the early stages of damage, it can come back to normal liver. Whereas even advanced stages of damage where the cirrhosis has progressed to a stage where the liver is shrunken, or if the patient has developed a liver cancer, that is the time when surgery may be the only option.
And talking about vaccination and prevention, like how does it happen? Like what is the kind of awareness that is there, even among doctors, even among the general public?
The good thing to know, hepatitis B is the infection which can be completely prevented by vaccination. And the schedule for hepatitis B vaccination and we incorporated into our national immunization schedule only for the last 15 years. Anybody before 15 years, they were not in the immunization schedule. And that is the impetus for everybody getting vaccinated now. Whereas any child born in India now is automatically getting vaccinated. It's a very simple schedule of having 3 doses. The first dose, second dose a month later, second dose after 6 months. With this, there is a very durable protection for up to 5 years or sometimes even lifelong. And for hepatitis C, still the aim is to screen them early, detect before liver complications, and cure them with medicines.
And should family members of those who are suffering from hepatitis, should they also get tested in the process?
Yeah, B and C, definitely the family members. It occurs in persons who are in close contact with the person who is affected. So they should be tested for these viruses, and if they are found negative, they should be vaccinated. And found positive, as far as hepatitis C is concerned, they should be treated.
Is fatty liver the gateway to hepatitis?
Fatty liver is an important cause for hepatitis.
How much of this is also, concerning when it comes to people who have diabetes?
Hepatitis B and C themselves are dangerous. And if it happens on persons who already have other liver disease, so of course they are concerned.
Alcohol and viral hepatitis, what is more concerning now?
Definitely should not neglect which one is a bigger problem. The awareness with regards to viral hepatitis is that this can be completely eradicated. Yes, alcoholism is also an important disease of the liver. It is also a preventable disease.
So we'll be talking about the other causes for liver diseases and liver transplant in the upcoming segment.